Shit.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Forget About It Fridays Unfiltered, where the trash talk is real and the game is even realer, guys. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Yee, the man controlling the 707. What's up, fellas? I see you got like a whole crew over there today, Mr. Yee. What's up,
Oh
bro?
boy, so we got the 707 connection, and let me introduce my guys to you. My man right here, let him know who you are.
Top from Three Kings.
And then my guy right here.
Jeff from Strong Sons Junk Removal. Let's go.
And this is the 707 connection, and we're linked up and we're formed like Voltron. You know what I'm talking about? And we're bringing it.
Hell yeah. Well, let's say what's up to everybody in the chat. We got the man, the moderator in the house representing Vegas over there, my man Drew.
Yes.
Junk on, junk off. What's up, Steve?
What's up, Steve? What's up, Drew, baby?
Joshua in the house, Vegas.
What's
Oh,
up,
we got a lot of guys in Vegas in here, bro.
Joshua, we see you out there in
yeah.
Vegas. We see you out there in Vegas.
We got Jamie in the house.
What's up, Jamie?
America, Junk Boss Bean, what's going on?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, we got the legend in the house. We got Russ Berry, seven-figure junk removal.
Seven-figure. What's up, Russ, baby?
He says, oh, hey, everyone. This will be very informative. Andrew is such a wealth of knowledge. Wonder what he will give us first. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, guys, I got some bad news for everybody. Let me say what's up. Hold on, before I want to say what's up to my man, Adam. What's up, Adam?
What's up, Adam? Crazy Facebook right there.
We got another homie from the 707, our man Cisco in the house.
No. He's the 916. He's a 916, the OG from the 916.
Oh, my bad, bro.
No. Don't worry. Those 3 shots may have kicked in already. You might have to. Don't worry about it.
We about to get spicy.
Should we all
over
take
here,
a drink?
baby.
Come on for that.
Yo, it's Friday.
Hello, welcome to Forget About It Fridays Unfiltered, and that's just what it is, uniting all of us together and bringing that real content. Let's go.
Hell yeah. So we got Load Rudders in the house. I gotta say what's up to everybody before we get into the bad news and all that. So
whoa. Don't give them the info yet.
Well, we got some bad news, but we also got some good news, guys. So what do you guys want first? We want the good news or we want the bad news?
I always take the bad. What's up?
The bad, yeah.
The bad.
You guys want the bad news? All right. So I sent out the link. I sent it out to Mr. Yee. I sent it out to Andrew 5 minutes before the show. I got an answer back. Oh, bro, my bad. I'm sorry, man. I can't make it. Emergency came up. I'm on the way to the hospital with the kids and all. So unfortunately, Andrew had a drop from this episode, and so we got to cancel it. I hope everything's all right with the family, and he's got his priorities and all. I just wish would have got a little more heads up and all.
Well, when the Prime Minister from France calls, I guess you got to go. You know what I mean? What do you mean? I guess you got to go.
Yeah, so Andrew bailed on us, man. So I had a whole show set up with that, but my man, Russ Berry hit me up, and I was just like, yo, bro, we had to cancel tonight's show, but we're gonna still go on in freestyle. So he's like, yo, bro, send me the link, man. I'm gonna pop on, man, and we could answer some questions, and he had some plans or whatever. So Russ is gonna be. Yeah, he's going to be checking in real soon, and hopefully we could have him on. But so guys, any questions or anything, put it in the chat. Any topics you want to bring up, we'll definitely.
You guys want a question to the 707 connection? I know you guys just seen Jeff right here from Strong Sons on Matt and JoJo show, and he was showing off his beautiful toys, and he had a good story on the situation with Sonoma Strong. Shout out to Sonoma Strong, Matt and JoJo, and you better get your 2025 Junk Expo tickets and stop playing and come play with us at the Junk Expo. Hello.
Yeah, I want to check that out because I was on my way. I had an appointment right then, so I got to watch like the first 10 minutes. I was in the chat and all that, but right as they were just getting into everything, I had to get out of the car and all that. So I got to catch up myself. But get over to Sonoma Strong and check out that interview. I think it's going to be a good one. And I gotta say, Jeff, that truck, bro, is looking pretty, man. What a beautiful wrap you got on that, man, for real.
Right on. Hey, Paul, you plan on bringing the truck out to the expo?
Oh, bro, we're doing a whole car show out front, bro. I'm bringing all the vehicles, man, wrapped up and looking sexy as hell. I told Matt, man, we're gonna have a truck show right out front. Everybody's got to bring their fucking NPRs and.
Paul, I think we got to hit a casino since we're out there.
Great.
Oh, we're right down the block.
Yeah, I think we got to get a VIP. I think
staying at great.
Paul, like the song says, we're in your city. So you gotta show us some love.
So we're gonna take you guys over there, but this is the thing. This is the thing that sucks about Cali with the casinos. They don't got the fucking table games. You can't actually throw the dice.
Yeah,
and that's all me is throwing the dice. But hold on, we found another way. They got the one where you press the button. It's like virtual. And
get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get out. I'm sorry. Get out.
Put them in the bedroom.
Yeah, let's take a 2.5 hour drive up to up the highway and just go to fucking
the real deal. The big boy, the adult casino over there, right?
Yeah, let's just go to GSR and Jeff
Peppermill.
I was gonna say Jeff likes to stay at the Peppermill.
I like that place. That place is nice.
Yeah, I'm cheap. I like the Circus.
Let's just go to Vegas. Stop playing. Let's do it.
Oh, Sarah says, how did the 707 connection link up? Yeah, tell us that story.
Okay, so you want to start, Todd?
I mean, it kind of started with me and No Limit connecting and really sitting down one day and just forming a bond. The connection is we spent hours at his yard just chopping up game.
Yeah.
And how me and him could really just be some factors. Like, man, let's really do this, form a real connection.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it just bloomed in.
So how far away from you guys are? Like how long do you live away from him?
I would say, you know what? I'm gonna be real deal like Holyfield right now. I would say all of us are about 10 minutes away from each other.
10 minutes.
But you know what? All of us are 10 minutes from each other, right? But guess how much money we made today? All of us with our trucks and trailers out there in the same area, getting money. Everybody's getting it. Everybody's tapping in, sending each other pictures and just saying, look what we just did. Yeah. Look what I just did. And there's no hate here. And it's just love. And Jeff has always been here. And, I'm the new guy on the scene. I'll keep it really, really, really real. So I was the new guy on the scene, and I came out here, and everybody knows my story. I walked away from my career to start junk and get, to take control of my life with the junk removal business. Because I seen how, whoa, this is doctor money. I'm making $500 in 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I was the new guy on the scene, but I came out with a little capital with my trucks and trailers, and I didn't even know Todd. I didn't even know Jeff. But you know what I mean? I was like, man, I always see Todd at the dump, whatever. Motherfucker never says what's up to me, or you know what I'm saying? And Jeff, he was cool. He said what's up a few times, but then one day, it just everything happens for a reason. And Jeff tapped in, and Todd tapped in, and Jeff tapped in, and it's just been nothing but love. And I've been trying to form this from day one.
Bro, you guys got a commission going on in Solano County.
We got the table. We got the table.
The round table is going on. Hey, Sonoma County, you guys better pay attention over here. We got to come together. Look at these guys over here.
So basically, we're trying to cover more ground, and we're trying to, get association going on, and get the connection, and maybe there might be a junk removal union happening soon.
Yeah. So how do you deal with the competition? Who's throwing the Molotovs? Who's doing that? You know what I mean? Tell me all that good shit.
Well, any of you guys want to touch base? You want to touch base on that?
No, I mean, I was just gonna chime in.
This is unfiltered.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
I was just gonna chime in and say, as far as anybody out there, I know when I first started, when you see other junk people, it's natural for you to be, kind of like, hey, I'm doing me, I'm getting my money over here. Hey, whatever you're doing, I'm gonna crush you. I'm a competitor. But I will say, when you meet guys like Rudy and Todd,
it's the yee.
The yee. Yeah, we don't even know who you're talking about when you say Rudy, bro. Never say that name again on you.
Right. The yee. And Todd, you realize, man, it's definitely a collaboration over competition, and you can make so much more money. I know me and Todd have done jobs together, and Yee, I'm sure we all got, the next big house clean out, just knock that thing out in 4 hours. We all take our money and get out of it.
So the thing is that, when we work together, we don't have to rely on nobody else. Like if the help's not coming to help you, it's okay. Call Todd, call Jeff. Let's go. Bring a truck trailer. Come on, let's knock it out. We don't have to worry about, the help slip in, drive time, or this or that, or just, what I mean? Let's go knock it out. I got your back. Don't worry. I'm coming with the trailer. Let's get a camel hump.
So let me ask you. So like, how many jobs do you guys like refer to each other and all? You know, like how does that all work out? And do you get like a kickback if you like you send something Todd's way? Do you get anything for that? Like how does that?
It's not even about the kickbacks and whatnot. So it's like, you know, how we form it. It's like, let's say, like, for instance, I had a big container, huge monster.
Hello.
Hey, Rudy. Hey, man, come on.
Whoa.
Let's do this.
Excuse
me,
me.
Mr. Yee Yee.
Yeah,
Mr.
who?
Yee Yee, you know what I'm saying? And let's knock it out. It's not even about the money.
But hold on, this is why I say that, man, because I never did that either. But Bean actually said that on the show once, and it was like a perfect thing. She's like, I think it was like either $50 or $100. You know, they'll throw each other, and I'm like, yo, that's kind of cool thing. You know, this way you get a little something. You show love for sending it that way.
But basically, if I have a job, I'll tell Todd, I'll tell Jeff, you know what I mean? This is what I can pay. This is what I do. And they won't, you know, charge what, you know, what I got to pay for crew and help and all that. And you know what I mean? I need your help. Let's get it done for sure. I'm bringing my truck, load it up. Let's go. Just take care of me. Take care of that. Don't worry about it. It's all good. And that right there is networking like a motherfucker.
I think the money is in the long run. So I don't think it's about the 50, the 100. Oh man, right on Yee, right on Todd. Thank you for the job. You know, if we're making 400, 500, 600 off a job, it's like, hey, you know what? That kind of lights a fire under my ass to I'm gonna toss the fellas a job next week. You know what I mean? I got them. You got me. Man, that job was love right in the drive, whatever it may be, right? I got one. Man, trust. I got you next week, Todd. I got you. You know what I mean? I think it's more in the long run.
He got us.
And you
got a question from Russ.
He got us.
He says, how do you price each other's loads on a big job when you share a job?
Huh?
So Russ says, how do you price each other's loads on a big job when you share a job?
That's a good question.
Well, I'm expensive.
Everybody,
and I know Mr. Yee Yee's expensive. Jeff has got into the forefront. Now he got that nice truck. He's expensive.
He's probably been expensive. You just don't
let's
know.
not get carried away.
You just don't know.
Hey, when you start out, sometimes you gotta,
So we know our price point.
So okay, so check this out. So if I need his help, if I need Todd's help, Todd's gonna say, "Hey, Rudy, it's this price. Don't worry about it." Beautiful. Don't worry about it. But the main thing is that we have to charge the client the right price. Yeah. So therefore, he made some money. He made some money, and I made some money, and it was
affordable. That, guys.
Hello.
Everybody get a drink for that. Everybody's making money here. Bada bing.
These red cups over here. So therefore, you know, I think Russ, when I want to answer the question the right way, Russ, is that we hit the clients with the right price so I can bring these guys on a scene and it doesn't hurt me. Yeah. And you know what I mean? Those other jobs, we make the big money off. But when I need their help, I'm not worried about it as long as the job gets done.
Yeah, we kind of know, you know, we're really tapped in. We kind of know what everybody's going to charge for the container. I think Rudy got 15 cubic yards.
Yeah.
Todd's he's a little bigger in space. What do you, Todd?
Yeah.
We pretty much know what we need for that full load, and we all take
And then when we come to the
hold on one second, we got a comment from Josh, and I want to bring this up because it seems like Vegas is like a war zone over there. So he goes, I tried showing love to other haulers in my area. I gave tons of jobs away last year, and appreciation wasn't there in return. Now I stay in my own lane because I see the type of shit Vegas is on. I've heard that about Vegas, bro. You know, and I've definitely seen a couple of the haulers out there, and I think I was in a group with one of them, and one of them didn't like one of the answers and started coming at me and all that. But yeah, it's rough over in Vegas, man.
Touch base on that, Todd?
Well, Josh knows I was going to start a company out in Vegas a few years ago.
You and Todd got something going on?
Me and Josh.
I mean, you and Josh got something going on?
No, I was going to start with my stepson.
Okay, I'm just saying.
And he detoured me from that, but I had to still do my own due diligence, and I seen it. I was like, wow.
Tell me what goes on. What's different over in Vegas? Is it that like is it a lot of cheap stuff going on there? Like competition? What's the deal?
I would say cheap, but I would really say everybody's really, like Josh said, they're in it for themselves. They want to give you zero advice. Zero, nada. Nothing.
Cutthroat market over there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the actual people that live there in Vegas don't got much money, man. That's what the whole deal is. So everybody that's going in there, you got tons of money coming in, but the actual people that are living there that are going to be hiring junk removal, nobody probably wants to pay to remove any of that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Right.
I could definitely see that, man. I used to have a place over in Henderson and over there, so I
I
kind of
bet
know.
you did. I bet you did.
Bro, I used to just have a spot over there just to go gamble once a month and everything. I was so fucking nuts with playing with the dice over there and shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Forget about
my
it.
kinda
Forget
guy
about it.
right
Forget
there,
about
man.
it. Oh, guys, hold on. We got royalty in the room. We got a queen.
What's
we got
up,
Denise
Denise?
Sparks.
How you doing?
Show respect, everybody.
What's
Salute.
going
Salute
on?
to Denise.
There you go.
There you go. You
Denise.
see, you got Paulie
Denise.
on the show taking shots and shit.
Bada bing. There you go. There you go.
He's gonna have to do a serious cardio thing after this show. Don't worry, he's gonna be a serious. He's gonna hit the car. He's gonna hit the treadmill.
Yo, wait,
for
hold
about
on.
an
This is
hour.
something you guys don't know
it.
about me, bro. I used to get in a lot of trouble on Friday nights on this 98 podcast we would do. We'd be on there 8-9 hours and be drinking the whole night. So about 4 or 5 in the morning. Now you could imagine the conversations going on live. And now the rest of the week, people are just clipping out what they seen and putting it all over. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I showed that. You know what I mean? You know, there's a couple that we had to take down because we're afraid we're going to get arrested for it.
It sounds like we need to have one of those times. We can get hall passes.
There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Sarah says you got to have a trusted group like the 707 Connection. Don't just throw jobs to just anyone. Yes.
Absolutely.
And a good way to find out is, throw a job at somebody and see how they handle it. Do they send it back in return? Like that's a good way of just like figuring out if you could work good with somebody,
And sometimes, my guys send me jobs and it doesn't work out for me because, you know what I mean? I have a standard or I didn't feel the vibe with the client and I just can't do it. It's just, you know what I mean? Nothing personal, but I just can't do it. So hopefully my other guys get it, but I love the referral. I went there, estimate everything, but I just can't do the job.
Russ says,
it's that way.
I will not help anyone in my direct area. I talked to one person in Rochester who is a firefighter. That's it. Florida, I take jobs from single operators and give them a percentage.
I would like to ask, can we get a breakdown on that? I'm just really curious of why, because Russ has got his thing going on. Why doesn't he help? I would like
my guess, bro, is it's a different market where Russ is. You got to understand, Russ is in upstate New York, man. So it's like a small town kind of deal up in that area. So I'm thinking it's more that's the reasoning and all, and there's not that big of a market where you guys are. I mean, there's just there's a lot more people and a lot more.
There's a lot of ground.
Be careful when you come to the dumps out here.
That's what I'm hearing, bro. You got to be strapped. I'm hearing over by you guys.
You better have a half an hour wait. But this guy drives in the landfill. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got to reverse it in there. This guy.
What I hear, I mean, you guys are like paying like $20 a ton. Like it's so cheap. I can't believe the numbers I'm hearing from you. What is the real price for a ton, man? Over by
80.
you?
It's what?
74 a ton.
74 a ton back up
Yeah.
there. 74 a ton.
$1 a mattress.
Literally less than half. Yeah, bro. Like you guys are. I wish,
But,
man.
but the thing is that we have to drive to the dump, and then we have to wait there sometimes. And it's like
sometimes that wait.
You want to speak on that, Jeff?
Yeah, no. It just
And then all the competition sees you. Everybody sees each other, and we act like we don't see each other, but we do.
Yeah,
I think just when you're out here, the dumps, like just us all being familiar with the dumps, when you're booking 4 to 8 to 9 jobs, you literally have to give yourself and your clients 3-hour windows every time or something like that, because you never know. You might go bang out 1 job, 2 job, get to the dump, and you're there for an hour, hour and a half.
Easy.
You know what I mean?
Easy.
So you can't just say, hey, I'm going to be here at 9 or 12. You literally have to give yourself some grace.
So now that if you're connected with other haulers, you can say other haulers, hey, I need your help over here. Come help me with this job. So
Absolutely.
we don't have to
Nah,
spend all that
what
time.
I would do if I was you guys, bro? You guys live all next to each other. Yo, go rent a fucking yard. Go split it. Now go
So basically,
Ricardo of your area, man.
Yes,
Make your own dump.
let me speak on it.
Paul, that would be really cool.
Let me speak on that. So I'm the guy who tells everybody, get you a scrap metal guy.
Yep.
So I have my yard and I let these guys drop all their scrap metal off there. Fuck going to the landfill. Don't bring nothing there. We don't bring no metals to the landfill. Come drop them off at my yard. Here's the code to the gate. Go in there, drop them off, because my guys come in every few days to come pick up all the scrap metal.
And my God, I use his guy.
And you know what I'm saying? So, that saves you weight from the landfill and space in your truck or trailer. So, that's how you're networking. And we give it to my guy because he's retired. He's a vet, but he'll come to our job site.
That's I got a guy like that now too. And Joshua says it's a different junk world now in Vegas. When I started, there was less than 15 of us who were actually licensed. Todd, you remember when I started Chapter 2 hauling, you gave me that fix for questions.
Really?
I do remember, bro. I do.
Yeah, I talked to Josh. He said Chapter 2, but I said, you know what? I think junk rescue is a little better right now. I kind of try to tell him he needs a theme with that, like the sirens on the side of his truck. I'm junk rescue. I'm coming to rescue your house. I'm gonna get your space back. He needs the Ecto 2 Plaza, the Ghostbuster machine, and I'm gonna come rescue you and free you from that clutter. That's gay.
Denise says landfills. Let's chat about the mafia. Denise, come on. Let's get you on here. I would love to talk about that.
Yeah, come on on.
Junk rescue.
Hey,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you send Denise a link right now? The link I sent you.
Yeah.
To your phone, can you just send her it on our Facebook?
Okay.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Bean says, I try my best to not sub jobs, but when I do, they pay me 10% of the total. But I haven't been feeling many companies out here lately that get bad reviews, aren't reliable, just want money, quality. Gotcha. Yeah. So I like when she said that, it gave me a good idea. You know what I mean? Like I just something, even if it's like $25, $50, it's an extra incentive and all, it helps out everybody.
Hey, Bean, I think that's awesome what you said. I think I think it's very important to get to know, the company outside of the reviews or the business, but to get to know them as a person, whoever the crew, the owner, whoever may be on the truck. I think that once you get to know them, their morals, how they do business, them as a person, it makes it a lot easier to toss them jobs when you know that you can trust them, outside of junk. So,
For sure. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like,
sure.
I know Tall Yee, we all know each other, know what type of guys we are. So it's not a problem to refer business. We know that none of us are going to ever do their clients, you know what I mean? Wrong, ever.
Russ says Florida after a hurricane is 2 to 3 hours in the landfill. You could only do two trucks max a day.
What?
Wow. Well, I mean, it makes sense when a natural disaster. You got everybody in the country coming in.
Denise, I just sent you that link. So check your phone.
And Cisco says, I agree with Yee. So,
What did he say? What did Russ say?
I agree with Yee. I'm thinking of working together with everybody. I'm not sure.
Oh, yes. I think working with everybody and, of course, listening to us creators, because we do this for you guys. And, we put these podcasts together for you guys. And, we want to drop that knowledge and, that game for you guys to, ask your questions. And we're here for you.
Jamie says, I'm just serving such a huge area that I'm learning, but I am so starting to make a little off the jobs I can't handle right now. I am too nice and it slaps me in the face.
Okay, so a lot of times,
Denise, come on. We sent you the link. Mr. Yee sent it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice don't pay the bills.
Nice. Being a nice guy sometimes doesn't pay the bills. And, you have to put your pride to the side. And, you have to think every time you go to a job, you have to think about your kids, your house.
It's funny when you just
said
Mr. Nice Guy, bro. That was my old, I used to have a weed service back in the day in New York, and that was what we called it.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Nice Guy, half baked.
Yeah, that's where we came up with that idea, bro.
Mr. Nice.
Yeah. I bet you know about that.
Yeah,
I bet
Oh,
you.
hold on.
We
got royalty in the room, guys.
Woo! I just got in from a long day.
Bada bing. What is up, Denise? How are you today?
You guys don't have enough hours in the day to hear my landfill shit going on where I'm at.
Well, I want to hear first. Where are you located that you're going through this craziness with the landfills and all? Where are you?
Well, Republic Services has just been served 11 counts against them with our Attorney General from Springfield, Illinois.
That's it.
And what is it for? What did they?
Well, this goes back to 2018. This is how slow they move, man. They are not burying things properly.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I've got tons of pictures. If I told you, if I ever disappear, That's probably where I'm at.
Oh my
Because I'm the one that's, I'm working with our state senator, our local house representative. I'm working with our county and with a group of guys, and I'm the face for the small haulers in my area. And I'm sick of this shit. You know, they raised my contract rates 49% in January because I'm taking their customers for weekly trash.
Oh, that makes sense.
Taking it. Hey, Russ.
Denise!
Hey, man, what's up?
What's
we
up?
got Russ. Oh Lord.
This is the first time I've been trying to get in touch. Me and Denise have chatted before, like just through messages, but I just wanted to say I respect everything you're doing. You're kicking ass.
Same here. Same here for everybody that's on this channel. I love all you guys, but look,
Thank you, Denise.
I'm not gonna lay down and
All right,
take
so
this
let's
shit anymore.
Well,
God, fuck
I
'em.
want to break into all this. I want to really learn what's going on and all.
I don't have where's my cocktail?
Babe, I need another shot. Can you bring me
Work.
I don't drink, but I can tell you I smoked a lot of weed before I came on here, so fuck it. It might even came from Solano County. Who the fuck knows?
About coming out of retirement. You know what I'm saying? I think I should. With some
707
Lotto,
connection.
cookie, give some diesel. You know, I'm old school. I'm granddaddy. I'm
This
cat.
is like
I'm cat piss. You know what I mean? You know, I'm train wreck. I'm that type of guy back in the day.
Denise is
tell you.
probably like, what are you guys talking about right now? It's a whole
Yeah,
nother
what are you talking
language.
about over here?
so. I'll tell you a story.
I think we need to come see the farm. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, wait a minute.
When my grandmother died, she died in California, and that's where I got this tattoo. Right. So my brother and I.
Nice.
We didn't have we had nothing to do, so we walked to a tattoo, and it's really the only time me and my brother have ever actually got along and did something together. So anyway, we go in,
Yes, it's nice.
and it's this Mexican guy, and he's like, "Oh, hey, come on over here," you know. I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
There's a lot of
Then
them
all of
out
a
here.
sudden, 4 other Mexican dudes come in, and now they're starting to talk, and I'm like,
What's going on?
I'm looking at my brother, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, dude! Like, are we going down right now?" I don't know what they're saying. So then all of a sudden, this white dude comes in. And he's like, yo, you got to see the shit we just grew. Let me show you this picture. And I was like, I got to see this. And he shows a picture. And they took the buds and they stuck them to the wall. They were that sticky. They stuck them to the wall and they spelled the word sticky.
I would have loved to smell that.
That's awesome.
He goes, look at this picture. This is so good. It's stuck to the wall. And he literally spelled the word sticky. I was
That's
like,
when you need that grinder.
Right, guys, you guys gotta give me a second. Yeah, I gotta put everybody quiet for 1 second. I need to hear this story from Denise, guys. We really want to get in this because this is like serious. You know, I want to learn what she's going through, and you know, they're trying to push her around, they're trying to strong arm her. So let's hear this whole story. Like, who is actually doing this, and what are they doing to you?
I've got 2 major things going on right now. One of them is I'm trying to install a trash compactor at my facility. Okay. So the EPA says you can't go to Russ's house and pick up his shit, put it in your truck, and take it back to your shop. And I said, why not? Once it's in my truck, it's mine. I own it. So I filed for a rezoning. Well, the rezoning, it's an M1. It's called light industrial, which would allow me to have one. Well, I'm 13 days into this, and my city council says, I don't think the planning commission's going to pass it. So we want you to drop out and file for a special use permit. Now, like I told you, I got the senator involved. I got the city involved. I got the county involved. I'm not going away. I said, you all know they raised my rates 49%. For me to be sustainable, I'm not going to put wet goods in there like MSW, you know, like for my trash trucks. It's dry goods. I can put a 34-yard compactor in that will compact up to 3 times. I can get 100 yards in that sucker. So I have to be able to find the way around their loophole, and I'm going to do it. I don't give two shits, because if the city passes a special use permit for me, I'm installing one. If EPA shows up, I'm going to go, city told me I could do it. You know, every contractor in our area has a yard. They go, they install their stuff, or tear down fences, or install bathrooms, or gut them. They put it in their truck. They bring it back to their facility and they throw it in their dumpster. Why aren't they harassing them? It's the same thing. So, you know, between the landfill and the city, I told the city I'm about ready to sell my house. If I can find a different county, I told the mayor, I'm not going to give you one more damn tax dollar if you don't let me put in this trash compactor. Everybody around me's got one.
Okay, so how are they, like, where are they tied in that's giving you the problems? Is it they're tied in with your local government? Like, where is the power coming from?
I think the power, if you want to know 100% being honest, I think it's Republic Services. I think Republic Services is in bed with the Illinois EPA. I think they're in bed with whoever. And check this out. I got to tell you guys this is awesome. So last week, I'm bidding on my first municipal trash contract, okay? It's a small community, it's like 705 people. And I met the police chief, who's also the administrator. And he says, Denise, let me tell you something. Republic came in here. They're not negotiating with us. They're telling me what I'm going to do. And he said, I told him, I don't know who you think you're talking to. And the mayor walks out. And the mayor says, I have a doctorate degree and my police chief has a master's. Don't come in here and insult us. And the chief says, by the way, Denise, your name was brought up 4 times. And I said, $1 billion company? They're telling, don't go with Sparks. She doesn't have the equipment. Don't go with Sparks. She doesn't know what she's doing. I said, you know what I said? You know what I said?
Fuck them.
Big time. Because the chief likes me. I think I sold myself. I'm going on vacation next week, and I hope when I come back, he says, we're going to do it.
But what is your end goal, though? Because, you know, are they ever going to stop?
There is, I can't announce it yet because it is huge and it's tied in with our county. Okay, our county government is very interested. I'm working with a couple of guys. One's out in Virginia. And all I can say is it's a different type of system where you don't need a landfill.
Okay.
Yeah, so like a lot of those, like Waste Management, Casella, Republic, a lot of those, they have exclusive rights to things. They also try to get exclusive rights. So in Florida, Waste Management has the exclusive rights to all garbage outside of the towns. So like in Florida, the town of Venice can do their own garbage. The town of Northport can. But outside of that, there is legally, you're not allowed to have a Sparks trash removal place in there. And so my guess is that Republic probably has places in Illinois where they have that exclusivity where no one else can come. And they understand, unfortunately, they know a lot more about the EPA laws, and a lot of them manage the landfills. They don't actually own them. So they manage it. They know all of the back end DEC and EPA stuff. And they just basically try to say, look, don't even attempt to do it. And it's more or less they're trying to scare you. But there are towns and municipalities that do have exclusivity rights, and there's nothing you can do about it because they just write it off and you're fucked.
Well, I can tell you this, that there is no exclusivity with Republic. Republic owns our local landfill.
Okay.
They are the owners of it. They They go to each municipality and they beat on the mayor's desk and they try to sell their services. And that's where I'm hoping that the chief will either, one, take us on, give us an opportunity, or two, like two of our major local towns next to me, the mayors called me. They said, we believe in freedom of choice to let the people choose. And I also heard from our mayor here in Alton, the people are complaining so much about Republic. The contract where I live is coming up next January. And the mayor said they are already in talks about making some changes. So there's only
let me ask you this, Denise, real quick. What if you reached out to them and actually go and have a sit down personally?
I have.
and did you talk to the head, like the person? And how did that go?
The general manager, he's a liar. He'll sit right there and lie to your face. He'll send you emails and say, he'll tell you this, that, and the other. And then when you go meet you, I didn't say that. We all know that. I talked to one of the biggest dumpster companies in my area. I have a good rapport with him. I called him 2 weeks ago. We had a really good discussion about the harassment that his company has undergone. So I hated to say, I'm glad it's not just me, but they want the entire landfill for themselves.
Yep. They want to own everything.
Yes, they're running out of space. So they're trying to push all the small haulers out by not renewing their contracts.
Yeah, they'll kick them out and say you can't dump here because if they have no space, they got to use the space for their contracts and their trucks. So they'll kick out all you guys.
2 more years. I hope I live long enough, guys.
Cisco wants to know, is it an open market? And Cisco's been working for them for 28 years, so he knows a lot about the ecology and all. But is it an open market, your area, Denise?
Yes.
It is an open market. Okay. Wow. So I hope everything goes good for you, and I hope they eventually lay off, and I think they're gonna realize that you're not gonna back down and just you're gonna be a thorn in their side. You know what I mean? And I hope that goes good for you, and they finally eventually lay off.
It's not just for me, but it's for all the haulers.
Yep.
My dad told me one time, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So go get them.
Well, so what else is going on in guys? I had to unmute you guys before.
Trust me, we were doing a little intermission. Don't worry, we all had to fill up, and we were a little bit low. Don't worry about it. We salute.
But we were listening.
Yes, Denise, we salute you.
And fighting the good fight.
Hello,
thanks, guys.
And
Denise,
every voice needs to be heard. And that's how you change things, is when you go to those board meetings and you let them hear you and you say, hey, you got to support us too. And Denise, what you're doing, you're a superhero.
Let me ask you, Denise, when you talk with that general manager, so was it like talking like you were saying with the mob and all? Are you talking to the guy, the mob and general manager? Like,
actually, I was trying to figure out by listening to his speaking, how the hell he ever made it to general manager.
What does he sound like? He just
not very bright. Can't finish a sentence.
like a street guy.
Yeah,
I know
like
a few of those people. Actually, I think one of them. Never mind.
Never mind. Yeah, good job, bro.
Hey, this is Unfiltered Friday.
Let's get into that.
Cough. All right.
Yeah. God works in mysterious ways.
Hello.
So, amen.
Yeah.
So do we want to get into it about, we had a guest, a person that was supposed to be on the show. Do we want to get into that? And what's going on, Paulie?
Yeah, so we were supposed to have Andrew on and all, and because I wanted to clear up some things. And
where is he?
He had an emergency, obviously, 5 minutes before he was coming on, and I sent him the link, and I found out that he's in the middle of emergency. He's not going to be coming on, tonight, which was kind of a surprise. So we're kind of just freestyling it right now, and
Well, if he was on, would you have any questions for him, Russ? Since you're already here on the show now.
Well, I mean, there's plenty. There's plenty that I could ask him. I don't think any of them would be answered, but I could ask a lot.
Russ, just quick question. What CRM do you use?
Actually, you know what it is? The new it's the hottest CRM. If you go to like your grocery store, you can get them right out of a Cracker Jack box. You just open up the Cracker Jack box, you reach your hand in there, and you just pull out a CRM, and that's it. That's what you get. Yeah, you just go over there. No,
you take a drink to that one, Russ. Man, you're
just out of
control, brother. You're out of control.
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about Autopilot. I don't. Listen, and I'll be the first person to say this. Okay, I don't like the guy. I think he's full of shit and everything that he says. But if he's trying to do something and he's trying to start something new, and that's really what his passion is, I'll never knock anybody for trying it. I think the way in which he raised the money, and I think the way in which he promised things is real shady. But again, I'm not going to shit on anybody's investments. I never would have put $1 into it. And that's not because of the software. There's probably people out there that I would invest in their software, but I don't have a good vibe of the owner. So I won't.
One thing I got to say though, Russ,
I won't invest in him.
Gotcha.
I think things are about to go to the next level though for Autopilot, man, because I know John Stromberg, he's a whale in junk removal, man. I don't know if you guys know him. He's up in Washington.
What company does he have?
I'm not sure the name, but he's got a big
name.
He's got a big warehouse that he pays a couple thousand, like 5,000-10,000 a month just to store. He builds houses from all the junk removal jobs, and he donates. He does
a lot of good stuff with the
great
community.
Stuff for the community.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's one thing. Does anybody know the name of his company? Drop it below. I'm very curious. I've seen that name pop up in the community a lot.
But he just dropped $300K in the Autopilot, man. So I'm expecting some big things about to go down, man, for Autopilot.
So obviously he feels good about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at Russ.
I mean, I don't think you're feeling bad if you're about to drop $300K into anything. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But I'm expecting some from that. I think we're about to, watch Autopilot start, catching up to, all the other jobber, and, he's finally got, a nice investor, and, even the community, I think, put in, I think, $250,000. So, he's getting up there, man. It's definitely going to help Autopilot grow and all. So,
damn, I had a good question for Andrew if he was going to join.
Well, what is it? So we could.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah,
as far as Autopilot, I'm not sure, some CRMs, but with Autopilot, are you going to be able to market to your customers, right? So a lot do billing, scheduling, follow-ups and stuff like that. I feel like the special CRMs out there, I can't just think the name, but like, would you be able to market to your, to your existing or to your returning customers?
Yeah. So what you do is everybody that goes into your client list, you could send out a mass text, a mass email. That's actually how, before I go on live, I got whoever I got in the junk removal, I send out a mass text just letting them know I go live. I actually learned that from Andrew and all that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so yeah, they have that capabilities. I did 2 SMS blasts with it and all, and it stores everything. Once you put it in there, what kind of job it is, like how much you paid for it, and it does all your numbers and everything.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it too much, so that was kind of one of the basic questions.
Well, I think we may have had some callers DM us messages about Autopilot. I had one person who DM'd us and asked us, how many texts are included in the package? In additional, is there any additional fees or more than what's included?
That's a good question.
What's the credit card fees they take? So these are just questions that people have reached out to us to ask Andrew, but he's when the president of France calls you, I guess you got to go.
Well,
President of France.
We definitely got to get him on there, because I know there's a couple of questions with that. And
France is signing up for Autopilot. That's the thing. So he had to. the France called and Macron said, "Oh, we need the autopilot," and he said, "I be there," and he took the $550,000 that was raised and took a G650 across the line to get his signature on the ink.
Lord.
So we had questions from people who have DM'd us for Andrew, but families first, and Andrew had to go to handle his situation,
Absolutely,
which we totally.
The only question that I would ask.
Give me 1 second, Russ. Hold on. Denise has a question for Denise. She says, Denise, my namesake, you are Netflix. Remember Netflix approached Blockbuster in 2000 for partnership. Blockbuster laughed at Netflix. Now, where are they now? Gone. No one even remembers them.
Wow. That's some good history.
Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah, go get her.
I want a shirt that says that.
Blockbuster should be shit. Yeah, you should bring all your videos from Blockbuster.
Man, Blockbuster messed my credit up because I didn't return that video. Trust me, I messed up. Blockbuster messed me up.
I worked at Blockbuster for 2 weeks when I was like 16. I remember.
Oh, you did, Paul?
Yeah, they caught you in the corner with the over 17.
behind the curtain.
Yeah,
Come around here, bada bing. Oh shit, boss, sorry.
There you go.
I don't know if Paul's still taking shots, but I think he has water in those shot glasses.
Oh no, baby, I'm going at it, man. Bada bing.
What is that? Forget about it. What is that?
Forget about it.
What shot is this? That's that fire. Oh my God! Fire water.
Give him a line. He needs a line.
Yeah, it's like a specialty.
Charlie's a nice guy.
I gotta ask the girl the name of it again. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, really good one.
Yeah, you put that on top of your ice cream. It's even bomb. Put that on top of the ice cream.
Oh, look at this, Charlie.
Welcome to the Little Dick Club, boys.
Bunch of small dick people, including Denise. Ooh, thank you.
Is that Andrew?
What's up, Charlie?
Hey,
Charlie, hang loose, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie, like he said on Willy Wonka. Cheer up, Charlie.
So Bean says, I haven't been sold on Autopilot yet. I know the name, don't really know the product enough to change my current CRMs. Another, Andrew forgot to message me info when I asked, was trying to hear about it today. What CRM are you messing with now, Bean? I'm interested to hear about that for sure. And Jamie says, me either, Bean, not there where I think I need it, and lots of unanswered questions.
I think a lot of people feel like that, man.
On what?
Honestly,
What?
on Autopilot.
I mean,
I mean, just me from just seeing a lot of in the groups and
they do.
You know what I mean? I see a lot of big dogs investing in it. That's great or whatever. I haven't had the due diligence to do my research, whatever. I'm cool with the CRM but I do see a lot, I feel like that is majority. I do see a lot of people kind of like, skeptical, or like how Russ was saying, he went a little further, but you know what I mean? I think I see a lot of people on that ship. And
Jeff, what do you use? Do you use any CRM? Have you ever tried out any of them?
I'm on Jobber right now, so it's
tell me about Jobber. Like, what do you pay a month for it, and what do they like give you with that?
Right now I'm on a $249 a month package, and they got like different levels that you can do. But that's why I asked. I'm
taking notes because he's in my area, so I'm taking notes on that too.
but why I asked, I'm able to text and follow up and do email campaigns, and it does it can do billing and invoice. The kind of why I really like it is it's kind of easy on the eyes, right? It's just kind of it's simple. It's just it's right there. It's not too complicated. I'm not really a tech guy. You know what I mean? We're junk guys. You know what I mean? So it's easy to maneuver. I haven't really went over here and tried this or that, so maybe I don't know if there's better out there. But just seeing a lot of the junk people, I've seen them kind of say that. And
even though you have Jobber, do sometimes you text the clients yourself without Jobber and let them know that you're on your way?
Oh, absolutely.
Touch base with them, the night before.
Absolutely.
And then after.
Absolutely.
Even though you do have a CRM.
Absolutely. I feel like,
you see, so I think a lot of people can maybe work with
Denise, do you use a CRM with yours?
Yes. The CRM that we use is specifically for
Garbage.
the trash route, which is called Stop Sweet.
Stop tweet.
And it's
Oh.
also, check it out. I really like it. It's,
Would that work for junk removal, or is it made just for?
because it's a GPS, it's a routing optimizer software. So we've got all of our routes in there, and every time we add a new customer, it places them where they need to be, and we do billing with it. You can send.
Denise, how long have you been using it?
About 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
We switched over.
So you're kind of still in beta mode with it too.
But anything else that we've looked at just didn't fit our needs. You know, they've got trash. There's all kinds of different ones out there for the trash industry.
There's several. Yeah.
Bean says, Jamie, I can't lie. It felt really salesy and it was a turn off for me. I need to see visually why it's better, and I haven't got that yet. And Charlie says, you're more like a bunch of high school girls than junk guys that love this live provides zero value for the community. Just a bunch of guys.
I read that just now. So Charlie, whatever pain point you have, I don't care what it is, bring it right now and I will help you solve it. If we're shit talking now because the guru who was supposed to be here, somehow didn't make it. So, if you want real answers to real questions, ask the questions. Don't just shit talk a bunch of little dick guys who want to be high school girls. Come and say, I have this problem. I have this pain point. What is your advice to do it? And I will work with you right now. Send it off.
Right now.
My guess is not sales or marketing. What's the best way to get leads?
I got a feeling that will be his last comment.
I can see that.
But maybe the thing is that, Charlie, everybody you're watching on here, all three of us, all the other guests on here, we're all,
there he goes.
happy with our life and, having control of our life.
My problem is your big ass mouth. I'm here.
Pussy. Oh,
Charlie.
Well,
Charlie.
Charlie obviously is very
Charlie,
slow.
just have a good one. There you go.
At work.
Charlie's salty right now.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe and keep on watching everything we do. And don't worry.
Dope content, Charlie.
Charlie, I got to tell you, there's been a lot of other people before you that have hated me, and there's going to be a lot of people after you that hate me. And I don't give one flying fuck. I live by a very simple phrase. It's about 4 of them. The main quote I live by is, I can, I will, I can't, I won't. If you say I can, you'll do it. If you say I can't, you won't do it, because you've already told yourself, that's not it. And the other one is, if you're not one of the 3 F's in my life, which is either my friend, my family, or someone I'm fucking, I don't give one fuck about you. So there you go. You're not in any of the 3 F's.
Hang on, guys. I like that. Hang on, guys. I want to say something. Russ, condolences to your doggy.
Oh, man.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry what happened. And,
that was.
I know how it feels to have a companion. Trust me. And
that was tough.
You know what I mean?
And what made it worse is so she was 8 years old, and if I cry, just so you know, I do have a soul, okay? And my dog owned it.
You're only human.
Yeah.
Unless the president of France calls.
So about a year ago, she had a seizure, and we didn't know anything about it. We were like, oh shit, she had a seizure, so we immediately took her, and they were like, well, dogs will have them from now and then. See if it's persistent. Well, over the course of a few months, they got worse. They were having 1 a day. So we put her on medication for that. And then eventually your body gets used to the medication. You have to keep upping the medication. So about 8 months ago, she had what they call her cluster seizures. And cluster seizures in dogs aren't just 1 seizure a day. She was having 7 to 10 in a matter of 3 to 4 hours.
Ouch.
And it can actually kill them. So we ended up taking her in. I spent $4,000 that trip, somewhere close to that. X-rays, blood work, everything on her. no tumors. They couldn't figure out what it was. So they upped her, put her on different medication. So 8 months goes by, and we took her in like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. They were like, oh, she looks great. Everything's good. We just refilled all her meds, got her on a new arthritis med because when they have seizures, they stiffen up real stiff, and they can tear ligaments and sprain themselves. So she would be limping after it. So we gave her, like medication for that. And then Friday night, she had another episode of cluster seizures. And they give you, when they have them, they give you this nasal injection for the dogs, and you spray it in their nostril, and it takes about 3 to 5 seconds, and they come out of it, right? And it's only if these seizures last more than 3 minutes. So we used the last one Friday night. So we take her to the emergency room. They look at her. They give her a shot. They kept her there for 12 hours. She never had another seizure. So they gave her a prescription for 4 more of those. Well, we couldn't find them. No one had them. Walmart doesn't stock them because they're canine. They have to order them. And it was Saturday night at like 8:00. Everything's closed. So we were like, okay, well, she's good. We should be okay. Well, she had another round of cluster seizures that night. And so I was frantically calling around, and our hospital here has a 24-hour pharmacy. So I ended up going over to the pharmacy. They filled the prescription with the human kind. It's the same meds, but it's not in the low dose. It's actually in 5 milliliters, not 1.7. And so we got there, and the guy's like, these are really expensive. And I was like, I don't fucking care, man. Just give them to me. $1,700 for 4 nasal sprays. And I was like, holy fuck. So I run home. She has another cluster seizure while I'm here. I grab that thing, I shove it right in her nose. I push it up. I'm like, you're good, girl. Don't worry about it. It didn't work. So now that was really the last option to get her out of them. And then she would come out of it. And the night before, they gave her CPR at the emergency room to bring her back because she actually had stopped breathing. So we knew that it was over, and we came together as a family that night. We basically said, look, if she has 2 more tonight, then we're going to put her down, because it's your heart and your head are never on the same wavelength, right? Like, your heart loves the guy or the girl that you shouldn't love, and your brain's like, fucking leave that guy, but they never talk. So in your head, you're like, you know what? This is the right thing to do. I'm doing the right thing. But in your heart, you see her come out of the seizures, and she's playing and getting her ball, and you're like, fuck, really? Is this, and it just was the time for her, unfortunately, to go. And so that was rough. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, like I was a complete mess.
I'm really sorry to hear that, brother. But
I
gotta say one thing, bro. You gotta unblock Sippy. He's a good guy, and I think you blocked him.
I didn't block him.
No.
So here's what happened. So I sent tap cards out. I think Denise got them, and I sent them to some other people. And Bean ordered one, and I sent him to Bean. And then Bean got in a group message with me with Sippy, and it said, one of these people has you blocked. And I was like, I don't fucking know what that means. So the first message came through from Bean, and then all it says from Sippy is message blocked. I physically can't see it. So I'm like, I didn't block you. I was like, DM me. I'll just DM me personally. I don't give a shit. Call me, text me. I'll give you Sippy. I don't want to give you my phone number out here because it's the fucking internet and there's a bunch of assholes out here. But I'll text Bean my phone number, and then you can just text me, and we'll go from there. I don't have you blocked. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't even know who you are, honest to God. I'm not trying to be a dick, but
hold on. I want to say something. Maria Delgado says, hi, Queen. And then she has something that I think is going to stir us up a little. Junk removal is dead. Be honest with yourselves, especially those in bigger cities. So is junk removal dead, guys?
No.
Is junk removal dead? Let me tell you something about
Let
me tell you something about junk removal. Junk removal, you're right now with my fellas right here. This is a paid for house with junk removal and remodeling and driving C7s and just enjoying life and going. My boy just came back from Monterey.
Absolutely.
You see, my boy just got a new truck. My boy has total control of his life, getting money. And that's what junk removal is all about, because we have full control of our life and we don't report for duty. Hello.
Sippy.
Charlie, why are you so mad, bro? Like, I want to know who
clocking
did
in over
anybody
here.
do anything in here, brother? Charlie,
If Charlie,
who did something bad in here to you, man? Let us know, bro. Come on.
he don't like me. He's, you know,
Man, them
Charlie.
He's feeling real salty to somebody.
Well,
Who
you
is
know.
it?
Maybe because he's at work. I don't know. Maybe he's at
I'm
work.
right here. Didn't Small Dick say I was gonna go away?
You haven't asked one viable question. You haven't asked
Why
any
are you
question
stuck
at
on
all.
dick sizes right now? You sound like P. Diddy
Hey,
right
like
now.
You know what it sounds like?
Oh.
It sounds
Yeah.
like Andrew diddied him with the baby oil.
I'm
It sounds like
Control,
him and Andrew are, you know,
Invite
so-
Charlie
you know,
on.
they're in a lubed up sword
Counting on
fight.
me and you, Jeff.
I would.
Logan says not dead, just getting started, and that is true, man. Like junk removal is killing it. Yeah, no, I
Well,
I see a lot of people saying, in the groups and everything, and just us talking among the connection, man, it's saturated. The market's saturated. I really think because junk removal is approaching, I don't think it'll ever get to the point in the home service industry of like carpets and
roofing.
roofing.
hold on. Can we bring
painter.
Maria on here? Maria, come on. We'd love to. Can we send
Will
Maria
you
a
finish,
link?
Jeff? Will you finish?
No.
Go ahead. Speak.
Keep going.
No, I think that it is approaching, that tier. I don't think it'll ever be in those home services because at the end of the day, junk removal is a convenience. You know what I mean? It's a specialty service. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I truly feel that it has gotten closer more than ever to the painters, to the roofers. You know what I mean? As far as in people's local areas or whatever city, East Coast, West Coast, Florida, I think that it is, slowly approaching that spectrum. So that's why we see so many people doing it. How many roofers? How many painters? How many window people?
Influencers will say anything. So I'm just in here just because the influencer told me, and that's why I'm messing with junk removal, guys. That's it. Got it.
Well,
Makes sense.
what I will say about the junk removal community,
Yeah.
not that it's saturated, but like the fishing community, my boy Matt Vicken, he will vouch for me on this one. Like in the fishing community, we fish 24/7.
You know, I caught a 50-pound striper.
Yeah, okay. But anyways, moving on. Why can't we? And I know all over the globe we're all different. Cost of living is different everywhere. But if we can all keep it, you know what I mean? Keep it somewhere 10 to 30, 40 bucks, somewhere in that sweet middle. You don't have to have the hauler to do a full load for a $2.99. You know, we're in the spectrum.
Or for your
Painters don't do that. Plumbers don't do that. Why can't we just keep it in that sweet spot, just across the board?
Yeah.
That's all I want. Keep it where it just.
Maybe if you lead by an example.
Where'd Russ go?
Lead by an example.
I'm trying to get back there. I don't know what happened.
You got a question here.
Yeah, we
I
got
lost
a
you.
question.
Hold on.
Charlie says, Russ, here's a question for you. When will you get from behind your computer screen and fight like a man? You talk all this shit about everyone, but you are a pussy. So, Charlie, I say that right back to you, brother. Come on. We'll send you the link right now. Show your face, Charlie.
Is
Come have
Charlie
a conversation with us.
Is Charlie really somebody else?
Or is this
I'm just saying.
Hey, is this what? Hey, I've seen the.
I've got it down to two people. It's either Ricky or it's Andrew. It's one of the two. It's in my head. Right now.
It might be that guy.
Is Charlie Autopilot? I'm just saying.
It's
Sorry.
one of the two in here.
I think it's Ricky.
Yeah,
When I would
that
get-
could be. That
Yeah,
definitely would
because
be.
Ricky-
It's this
Because
Friday,
he
you
mentioned
know.
my name. I think it's Ricky. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Well,
who it is.
It could be Ricky Ritardo. Who knows? I don't know.
Y'all are in
Maria
small
says,
towns.
I'm in a larger city, y'all. Here are in small towns, there's no real competition. I'm in a
No
larger
real
city, y'all.
competition.
Are in small
Who
towns.
said
In a
there's no
larger
real
city?
competition.
I'm in a larger
Maria,
city.
what city?
What city are you in, Maria?
Yeah.
And she is right to a certain degree. If you're in a 250 to 300,000 person market, you're not going to have a lot of competition. It's not hard to win that market. But when you're in Los Angeles, Missouri, these major Chicago, New York City, you unfortunately, just by just the basis of how many people there are, you're going to have more haulers. The more haulers you have, the more quality haulers you're going to have, and the shittier the haulers you're going to have, because just the law of numbers.
Right. Research it. Hold on. We can't all talk at once, guys.
I mean, I can't help it from California.
Okay, hang on. Go ahead, Paulie. Go ahead, Paulie.
Yeah. So research it. People are not making money in cities, only those in small towns or you Californians.
I would venture to ask you this, Maria, if that was the case, how come the largest franchises for Got Junk are all major metro areas? If they're not making money, how is Atlanta doing 10 million? How is Toronto have 34 trucks? How does Chicago and Sam, when he sold it for $10 million over to another one?
Russ, we're biting in the trolls right now. Now it's
now it's Maria.
Charlie. Maria's in with Charlie now.
I tell you what, everybody who's leasing that junk guy's name is in here now.
We have 1-800 junk in our city.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you?
But they're not making any money. They don't make any money.
We know that.
I did it in Phoenix, and that is one of the biggest cities in the United States. What are
Where
you
do these
talking
people,
about?
these trolls come from?
You have to be able to make solutions, not excuses.
Hey,
I think
right on
We'll
the
call
line,
everybody here pussies, but they won't even come on here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the queen has
what the
spoken.
fuck? Come on, big ass badass.
So,
I love it.
so I think
I'm
the
not
other.
scared.
Denise, it's Republic. They got a troll count for you right now.
Yeah.
Tell them to come on. I don't care.
So
Yes,
I think the other thing where Maria jumps in and says that people aren't making real money, you got to remember, right? So when you look at the people in junk removal who are starting at the bottom, okay, and I'm just going to use like say Yee, right? So Yee started, had a career making 40, 50 grand. I don't know what it was, but I'll just go with it. Making 50 grand. He went out, bought a trailer, and now he realizes he's now making 75 grand. So to him, he just got a 50% pay raise, and that's a huge amount of money to Yee from where he came from. But then you have people who think that making $75,000 a year is a failure. And so to them, they're not making any money. So it really is dependent. I had a guy one time when I worked with him at the restaurant, and I was making like 125 a year. And we were talking, and he was like, yeah, but you're rich. And I was like, I'm rich. And he was like, yeah, you're rich. I go, define rich. And if you ever ask anyone this question, define rich, there's nobody that's going to have the right answer, because all of us have a different level of what we think rich is.
That's true.
Yes,
Yeah.
So he told me, he goes, well, do you make more than 50 grand a year? And this was like 15 years ago. So 50 grand back then was like 80 now, right? So, and he was like, do you make more than 50 grand a year? And I was like, yeah. He's like, then you're rich. And I was just like, it took me back, because I was like, to me, those are real, and I'm not trying to shit on anybody, so please don't think this, but to me, those are like really low numbers. Like if you only want to make 50 grand a year, go work for someone else, because you can do that with a CDLB.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or you can double that and be a CDLA and go drive tractor trailers for Walmart and make 125 grand a year, full benefits from the day you start.
Or you could be like me, who was making 90,000 a year, driving a bus in the AC, chilling, relaxing. For duty every day.
But bro, 90,000 in California,
that's nothing.
You're getting food stamps at 100K. You're still
as a union painter.
Well, it's a little different when you have a double paycheck coming in, and your wife is making money too.
Right.
And, I mean, you have double medical, and we have double retirement. So I'm just saying, I don't want to expose too much.
Hey.
We're a little comfortable.
You had a sugar mama. All right. I like it, Yee.
I'll jump into C7 and hop on Highway 1. And you know what I mean? Don't get me twisted.
Who cares who pays for it?
JB Lowen says the only bad thing is when guys try to start and charge $150 for a $300 load. Like all the low charge people are the ones who's going to ruin it. But I got to say this, JB, they're gonna knock themselves out. Let them keep charging that $150. They're not gonna be able to maintain that, and you'll see those are the guys that'll be out in a year, bro. So I wouldn't really concern yourself with them. And the jobs that they're taking are mostly with the cheap people that you really don't want to deal with anyway.
But again, you got to think of it this way. So the guy that's charging $150 for a load, he's going to work for a half an hour.
Guys, over there, the 707 connection. There's your one. I'm going to put you on mute right now. You guys got to stop making noise. Any little noise you make stops the audio and it messes it up for everything. So when they go to listen, it's going to sound like a bunch of animals here. So we got to keep it quiet. You're on mute right now. So you're on timeout.
Yeah, you're in timeout. Yee. Cut the shit. But so think about the guy, like, so JB says, well, I would charge $300 for that load, and that's what it should be. But JB might be in the business for a little bit longer. The guy that's doing it for $150 might have only just lost his job and has to do it for $150 to pay for food. The other aspect is he might have just came from Walmart where he was making $14 an hour. So for him to do a $150 job in an hour, pay $50 in dump fees, he's just tripled his amount of money per hour. So to him, he is doing really, really well from where he came from. Now, from where you're sitting, he's a crackhead and a meth head and he sucks. But that guy just might be young, not know what he's doing, and realize I can make $100 in an hour just picking up some shit on the side of the road. You realize you can make $250 an hour, but he doesn't have that experience yet. It's not always just the lowball guys who are just trying to run you out because they want to steal the business. One thing most people don't realize in junk removal is the majority of the good clients that are going to call you back, they don't want the cheapest guy because they're usually dirty, scummy. They don't have the right insurances. Their fucking truck leaks on their goddamn driveway. So there's a lot of reasons that they don't want cheaper people. You're never going to see someone in a plywood 8x10 trailer stuck together with tape show up at a $7 million house because the guy wanted to save $50. The guy in a $7 million house knows that floor probably costs more than what this guy makes in a year, and I'm not trusting him with insurance. So don't always think that the guy shooting at $150 is going to steal your job. If they are, then you're not marketing to the right people. It just is what it is.
And I said the same thing too to Mr. E. I think it was last week and all. And I was that guy. When I call up somebody and they're coming into my house, I want that license. I want that professional look. I want that official truck. I don't want the crackhead coming in my house. I don't want him coming back that night trying to steal something out of my house. You know what I mean?
But if you can hear them coming from a mile away because their muffler's hanging off their truck, those people don't want them coming through the security gate. The security guards would be like, I'm sorry, you're not allowed in here. I don't care if Trump did tell you to come here, you ain't coming in. See ya. They'll kick you out.
Let me tell you, speaking of oil leaking on everybody's private roadways, like HOAs, that's how we got a lot of Republic's business because of their damn trucks leaking everywhere.
Yeah, they beat them up.
Yeah, our trucks don't do that.
Now, Denise, when you do that, do you do the dumpsters as well in your town?
Yeah, I've got roll-off dumpsters.
And that goes together with the waste management business, or does that stay with the junk removal and you keep everything separated?
No, I mean, it goes to the landfill also,
Okay. So how does that work out, like, in your town? Like, what's the rules with you dropping off a container at someone's house? Because I know
there are none. I mean,
okay. So that means that's what Cisco, I guess, meant with an open market, because I know some towns you can't do it unless it has wheels on it. That's like the loophole that you could drop off.
I've got both. So they can have either or. I give them the option. Some people want it.
I think Denise's problem with not Republic so much is Republic owns the politicians. I mean, let's not just cut the bullshit. They own them, right? But not only do they own them, but they can force you into doing things that you might not want to do, or they might try to use obscure things like you can't put it in your junk truck, come back to your shop and put them in a dumpster, because then they're going to say you're technically a transfer station and that's not supposed to happen. And my argument to that would be, well, if I drop off an empty dumpster in someone's house and they transfer it from the inside of their house into the fucking dumpster.
Hold on,
Russ.
But let me tell you,
thing to the general manager, man.
Let me explain to you guys what's actually going on here. This is how it's all happening. What you're not seeing is every year they're donating to the politicians when they're running for the thing. So you're not seeing that couple $100,000 check cut for their campaign. And that's exactly how they're doing. So that politician is going to listen to you on the phone and play like, oh, Denise, you're so right, so messed up. But then they're looking at their bank account and that check that they just got last month from Republic, and they're going to be an actor with you.
Political donations.
But that's exactly what's going on. I'm telling you 100%.
Or they'll donate to the mayor's
Well,
favorite
sure it is.
charity.
I know, but that's still not going to stop. I'm going to leave my mouth open.
But the only way to beat that, you know what I mean, is do exactly what they're doing. Come better friends with them. You know what I mean? I mean, with the government, I'm saying in your area, with the mayors and all, you know, when they're running.
I do. I go to every city council meeting for the last 3 years. They're sick of seeing me.
No, it's not that. Make them happy to see you. Go donate to their campaigns and all. Do what they play the same game. That's what it comes down to, Denise. That's really where the power is.
We got a dumbass mayor. No, he got reelected. I'm not giving him money.
In New York, what we would do is when we were on a junk removal job and we found one of those semi-automatic AR-15 pellet guns that you just found and has no way to come back to anything that you may potentially have bought in your life, and then you find 7,000 rounds, you load it and you just drive by the Republic place and just wipe out 7,000 windows and just keep going and say, hey, and then put a sign there. Hey, how you doing? Denise was here yesterday. I don't, you know. I thought about that in Rochester. I had an incident with the county. So what happened is the city of Rochester, I was in the transfer station that was run by the county, and one of the city garbage trucks backed up and totaled out my junk truck. Hit the front cab, broke it, bent the whole cab in, almost knocked the two guys out in the back that were in the back, and then they denied the claim. So what they did is they basically were like, yeah, you could sue me, but guess what? You're never going to collect because I'm going to deny the claim. I owe you the money, but by the time you get the attorney involved I'm going to drag this out for 3 years. The attorney's going to cost you $20,000. I don't have to pay the attorney fees. So essentially what would happen is my attorney fees would have been more than what I lost. So they know you're not going to sue them. So they just drag it out. That's the disadvantage you have, is because if you were to ever get in any type of legal battle with them, they would just purposely drain your bank account, and then they would just teach you a lesson.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know what their game is.
Yeah, and they just will keep, dragging it out because they have people on salary for $200,000 a year, and you're paying $25,000 for a court visit. You know what I mean? Like, they drain your bank account and kill you.
Hey, Charlie, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
I look like a skeleton in your closet. That's cool, man. Maybe I can come to your haunted house.
Of these comments. Mr. Yee, whenever you could unmute your thing whenever you guys got to say something, but just don't make it.
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. We're just it's Friday. We're just relaxing, and we had to be on mute because we want to let you guys be heard, but we don't want to step on anybody's toes or be disrespectful. That's why.
I don't care.
Cisco agrees with me, Denise. He says you hit it, Paul. And he works there. He's been there 28 years, and I'm just telling you, like that. I'm not kidding with that. Like you got to play that game. That's what the politicians are doing, and that's exactly how it goes down. Like 100%. I was in the concert business, the Diamond District. I mean, that's how things work.
Politics is ugly.
Oh, there's Maria again. Maria's got such playful banter. I think her and Charlie are in the back room doing something they shouldn't be doing. Because they both, you know what you should do? You both should put the other person's parts in your mouth and shut the fuck up. That's what you should do.
Oh,
both of you. One of you should choke and the other one of you should drown.
That's simple.
That's an unfiltered.
That's an unfiltered. Forget about it.
Hey, Fat Joe has been waiting to. How did he just call Fat Joe, bro? Mr. Yee.
Who calls you Fat Joe, Mr. Yee?
I can't see. Let me see. It says
is it you guys playing with us right now, bro?
No. Well, actually,
I called you Fat Joe right before the show off the air, bro.
Hang on.
How did that just happen?
I don't know, but I'm all the way up.
Are you Charlie?
I'm gonna watch their hands now, bro. One of them is Maria.
He's Charlie. God damn it.
But thank you so much, because you know what? I do this content for all of you guys out there, and I do this for you guys, and I love when you guys say, hey, Mr. Yee, why aren't you yapping? But I love it. Thank you guys so much for the support.
I talk for everybody. Don't worry about it. I got this, Yee.
Thank you, my brother
Junk
Russ.
Off says they regulated the taxi cab industry and put changed everything, and then shortly after it along came Uber. Yeah, that was with the buttons, bro. I remember you paid that last year. You paid $1 million for a button in New York City, and then all of a sudden Uber came along, and that button meant nothing to you. That you could have just threw that out. I know so many guys that went through that. Yep, and you're right with that. All the taxi places used to get blown up in the area in New York all the time. Whenever a new company would come in, it'd be a crazy fire or something. Yep.
Welcome to the town. Welcome to the industry.
Yep.
Especially in old school New York.
Denise says to Charlie, Denise may looked at your scaling, but guess what? What you are the reason she faked her own death.
Huh?
I think that she's answering back.
I think she's had too much forget about it Friday drinks. I think you might have
somewhere
a little
else with your crap. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna give you guys a warning right now, Maria and Charlie. You got a warning. Any more disrespectful? I mean, I don't care if you're joking around, but just don't go over the line. You go over the line, I'm gonna have to mute you next. So, all right. So guys, we got another 8 minutes. We're gonna call this show. So what other topics is going on in junk removal that we gotta talk about, guys? Talk to me here.
Any questions? Shoot them out. We'll
Denise,
see if we can
have
help.
any questions for Mr. Yee or Russ or
Denise? I do have one. What did it cost you to start in garbage? What was your initial upfront before you even got one? Because I've looked at it and I know what the trucks are, and I don't know if you use the non-CDL 8 to 10 yard trucks or if you're into CDL.
Yeah, we've got Class C, but we're in the process of getting, because I need to get another big truck, and I want to go with a 20 or 25 yard. So the under CDL truck that I had, was close to 200,000.
Yeah. And then you got to pay, because we have one that started here. He was a roll-off company, and then he started a trash thing, and he only did it in one town. And they hate waste management in Casella here so bad that this guy was like, "Oh, I'm going to start a trash company." They couldn't give him the bins fast enough. Like, he signed up like 1,000 people in 2 months. He had no clue how many, and the town's only like 100,000 people. So he only got 1% of the town, and he was like overrun. He didn't know what to do. He now has 7 trash trucks. 3 of them are electric. 4 of them are brand new. The 3 electric ones are part of the brand new ones.
You seen the price tag on the electric ones? They're like 500,000-600,000.
Yeah, this guy's
even worth to get that then.
Well, it is, because I'll tell you what happened. So Casella just bought another company out here. I was friends with him. His name was John Cerek. He owned Cerek Disposal. And he started out as a real small person. Like, I'll just say, like Denise, started out just doing some small towns here and there, not doing major cities. And then he started moving out and getting in and getting in and getting in. He's been doing it about 8 years, and Casella just bought him for $24 million. So what you're trying to do is, it's not like junk removal. So like junk removal, you're not going to get weekly recurring people. You're not going to get the same neighborhoods to call you back every single day, once a week for a week, right? So what they want you to do is they want you to go out and acquire all the customers. They want you to spend all the customer acquisition costs, the startup costs, to buy the bins at $50 to $100 a clip, the trucks, in the marketing, and get a big foundation of, say, $3 to $4 million a year in revenue, and then they'll just buy you. Because they didn't have to go through the process of starting. If you ever look at these big companies, they don't start in a new place. They typically will buy out whoever the biggest one is for a huge amount of money.
Exactly. That's all I see.
Yeah.
And read about.
They're buying revenue.
Yep.
That's
you
all
build
they
it
do.
up. I mean, it's great. It's great additional revenue. Even by adding the roll-off division too, when the junk removal is slow, you have to have something else to pick up the pace there.
Yeah.
And
especially where we are.
I was warned, you start this weekly trash, you're going to want to rip your hair out. And in the beginning, I'll tell anybody, the first 6 to 8 months is really stressful because of the fact that you have to buy all the trash cans. You have to come up with,
thousands,
half a truckload. You're talking 30 grand just for a half a semi load.
Yeah.
And then in order to compete, then I had to go out and find 2-yarders for commercial businesses.
Yeah.
So I'm at the plateau right now where we need, every day we have a demand for 4-yarders, more 2-yarders. So, you know, I'm going to go do some R&R for a week in Florida and come back and hit the grind. You know, we've got to get another truck. We've got to get more bins. It's a constant building block.
Yeah, and
Denise,
you'll grow organically because everyone hates the majors. You know what I mean? And so they're going to be like small local company, you know, female, minority owned. This is where I want to go. And a lot of people would rather push their money that way, even if you were more expensive. You know what I mean? Because they loathe the big companies. They hate them. The service sucks. They just don't like corporate greed, especially now. Like they hate it. That's why I like when I do a lot of selling, I tell everybody, we're not a franchise. I am not a franchise. I don't want to be a franchise. And it gives them that sense that they're helping small local companies.
Well, and you know, like you said, the junk removal, if I send out mass text messages to people, I've got not just the emails now from my junk removal for all these years. Now I've got all of these people from our trash side, and they come to us. I get their trash business, I get their junk removal, or if somebody dies, or curbside, and now they're calling me for a dumpster. So it's a win-win.
You should get into bags too, because you could do.
We're looking more into that.
So I have a contact in New York City. He gets them from India, and it's 140 bags a pallet. And if you buy one pallet, they're like $18 a piece. If you buy a shipping container, which is 3,500 bags, which is just fucking overkill, they're $12 a piece. We get them from, if you want them, I'll get you the name. They'll customize it with your name on it. They'll print them with your whatever you want, Sparks,
yeah, man,
whatever.
I'd appreciate that. Thanks, Russ.
Yeah, DM me. His name's Andy Packle. But they get them from India, and I guess the supplier they get it from is the one that supplies Waste Management. So you can't get the same exact bags as them. You just can get like either a little bit bigger or they hold a little more weight, but they can't be the exact same thing.
Yeah, because they're all about 3,300 pounds, pretty much.
Yeah, but you can go on Amazon. The ones that we buy for our own, we get right off Amazon. You can go right on Amazon and order a 6-pack for like $23 a piece.
Yeah, I looked at them.
And those are 3,500 pounds, and they're 3.4 yards. So they're basically the same thing. But
what do you get in your area, New York versus Florida? What do you get per bag when you pick them up?
So we don't do it in Florida. Florida is they don't. Here's the problem with Florida is almost the entire state, because of the hurricanes, they get free bulk pickup. Some counties have unlimited, some counties have 2. So what'll happen is these guys will go out and get a bagster for $35, and then they'll just put it at the road, and then the fucking town will just come and pick it up for free. So there's really not a big bagster need in Florida, whereas in New York that's completely different. Because we don't have the inner city has free bulk pickup with your taxes, but outside of that, everybody else has to pay. And the bagsters here are $35 and $200 to pick up. So we give the bags away, and then we pick them up for $189.
What's your dump rate there?
94 a ton. Yeah. So, but we don't use the bags. We don't try to push the bags as like, hey, this is a great service. Well, what I ultimately do is I give you the free bag, but then I deliver it to your house. Now, if I show up at your house, I can tell you that as soon as I get done talking to you for 5 minutes, you're likely not going to be getting a bag, because I'm going to ask you questions like, oh, hey, Mary, how you doing, Denise? Here's your bag. What are you using it for? Are you getting ready to move?
Hold on, guys. Hold on. We send Charlie a link. Mr. Yee, can you put it in the chat right now? Just put it right here in the chat. Send him the link so he could come on. He said he's going to come on right now.
For what?
Like to talk. We want to see if he's going to show his face. But
no way.
Yeah, it's not a real.
He's probably going to show up with a Scream mask on.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens.
Yes,
Denise, I want you when you get off of this, get in touch with Cisco Garcia. He's the one that's been working there 28 years. He said he could help you with some tips and all, and he knows recology.
Oh yeah, I know Cisco. We met at Expo last year.
So
yeah.
I will let you know, my daughter's on her way home from this is her first day at her new job. So if I'm going to cut out here in a couple minutes just to go talk to her and spend some time with her, but I'll stay on until she gets home. But as soon as she gets home, I'm going to be like, see you, boys.
Okay,
and
thank
girls."
you, Russ. Charlie, I just posted the link on the chat. So if you want to link in, now's your chance. Cheer
And
up,
Sarah
Charlie.
asked, anyone know a good way to pick up those bags efficiently if we have a dump trailer?
No, well, not with a
That's
dump
kinda
trailer.
hard.
It's all hand unload. What you can do is
Your house, you pick up.
some of the guys, you can buy a crane that will go on the back, and that'll pick it up, and you can use like a hydraulic crane to pick it up and put it in. But most of those dump trailers are all hand unload. We use our hook lifts. So if it's
That's
a
what I
hand
was
unload,
Hey,
we
Russ.
drop the dumpster in front, hand unload it, and if it's like a construction debris one, we'll just back the hook lift truck up, pick it up, and put it in the dumpster.
Russ, we got a question for you right
Russ,
here.
Yeah.
hey, you know how guys have winches on the dump trailer in the front? Would
Yeah.
a winch be able to pick up and pull those bags?
The only thing
effective.
they will, but you got to a couple things. One, you got to have a ramp that isn't going to be 36 inches wide, because
Okay.
those bags are 4 foot wide, and nobody. If you have a bag that weighs like 400 pounds of household stuff, yeah, the winch is going to work. But what's going to happen is most of the contractors who use that bag are like Charlie and smoke crack. So they end up putting stones and rocks and fucking concrete and tile and backer board. So what'll happen is if you grab your winch and you start dragging that stuff across the driveway,
Yep.
you're gonna fuck the driveway up. Even if you get it into the road and you start trying to pull it, the weight is from picking it up. It'll suspend 3,300 pounds, but it won't drag 3,300 pounds without ripping the bag open.
Gotcha.
The other thing you would have to do is somehow manufacture a ramp that's wide enough for you to be able to pull it up sideways.
Got you. Okay.
You know.
Otherwise, other than that, don't do it unless you got a hook lift.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say don't do it unless you have a hook lift, because Jiffy Junk is out here and gives them away. And by the way, I'm not going to go into that, but Jiffy Junk does have a lot of the Bagster contracts, and they will meet with some of you guys in the areas, and they will they'll assign you them to pick up. But most of the people that they look for are independent haulers off Craigslist, or who are just starting out and want, $150,000 a year in Bagsters without any ad spend. And they're willing to hand unload shingles and tiles and broken glass and concrete. I'm not. I reject a lot of them, but that's just me. But I have the equipment. If you get someone who's new and they're only in the business for 3 months, they're not going to have, a $100,000 hook lift truck that's going to be able to pick up a 2,700 pound bag in 30 seconds. They don't have it. So
common sense. Who are you? Scared money don't make money. Who is that? We got
that's right.
Yee. That's my saying. That's why I'm asking. Somebody knows me in there for sure.
Hello, I'm just trying to just promote. It's the yee.
Where's Charlie?
Oh, look.
Yeah, where's Charlie? We're waiting. Yo, Charlie, did you get the link, bro?
Yeah, Charlie said he's going to go hang out with my wife for 15 minutes. And I want everyone to know this. I would put money that I could put my wife on your show, and him and Maria could come in here and ask her any question about junk removal, anything, and she would smoke their ass, because my wife is way smarter than most of the people in the junk removal business. And Charlie, you wouldn't last 15 minutes with my wife. My wife will fuck you up. Trust me.
That might be a show. That might be a show.
My wife has 2 arm sleeves that and her legs are all done, and she'll sit there for a tattoo thing for 8 hours and not move. So Charlie has no chance.
My wife is sitting upstairs right now, and hey, babe, I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife's got 2 tats, both her arms, her legs. She's
not playing over there.
No, she got like 50, 60 hours of work on her. So.
Hey, shout out to my bed.
Oh, she heard me. She said about 100 hours worth of tattoos.
Shout out
Would a bobcat be able to lift those bagsters?
Oh, yeah, I mean, a bobcat would be able to lift it, but what are you going to do? Where are you going to put it?
They may not be high enough, though.
Well, you can get it over the edge, but now what are you going to do? You're going to drive a truck, right? So you're going to drive the trailer in the front, and then you're going to tow a trailer behind you to pick up a bobcat for 2 minutes, like that would be the most inefficient. You got to park the car, get out, pull the bobcat off the trailer, go over, pick it up, go back over, put it in, then put the trailer back. No way. No, it will do it. It picks up 15,000 pounds. It will, but you'd need forklifts and a way to. It'll work, but it's inefficient.
Denise, now that you got into waste management, what would you recommend? Would you recommend somebody getting into waste management now, everything that you know now? Or would you say, no, just stick with junk removal?
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I wish I would have got into it about 30 years ago when I was younger, but absolutely. But talk to me, talk to the people that are in the business before you do it, because it's not for the weak. Not at all. Because you've got $200,000 trucks, you've got employees that are running the shit out of your truck and not, telling you when shit's bad. That's what happened to me today. 2 hydraulic hose.
Oh, blew. The worst.
But you know what? We found a local person that made the hoses right on the spot.
Yeah.
My guy put them on and we're back in business.
Okay, so I have that question. What happens if you only got one truck that happens? What do you do now? Like, everybody's waiting for their trash to be removed. Like, what would you do in that situation?
Well, you better hope that you've got a good mechanic, and we do.
But what if you don't? Like,
then you better find a truck and a trailer and you better go toss it.
Yeah, you call them and tell them what happened. See, my biggest fear for like the hook lift trucks is going to like a $7 million house and having a line break while I'm on their fucking driveway, because now I'm replacing their driveway. There's not going to be an option.
Yeah.
There's no getting that out. So that's like my biggest fear. So I walk the trucks. So we'll put it up and I'm looking at the hoses and I'm like, is there a crack in one? And I'll see a crack and I'm like, okay, I don't see anything. Any fitting, leaking, I tighten it right up. I that's my biggest fear.
So for Russ and Denise, I am a CDL holder. So with what you guys have, those pieces of equipment, we call those equipment.
Yeah.
And I would recommend, you guys go reach out to, your local transit authority and go snoop around and ask those mechanics, hey, do you guys do side work?
Yeah.
Do you guys, you know what I mean? You'll be surprised. You find a lot of guys who can change those big boy brakes for you, and they have the equipment at home and they can help you with hydraulic hoses and all types of stuff, but you have to know where to go get that help. And I would snoop around at all the big agencies, because those mechanics, they work on the side. Hello.
The problem though is when the hose breaks at 2:00 in the afternoon, they're at work.
We're at work.
Yeah.
So I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like if it was a weekend and I just need brakes done, that's a viable option. But at 10:00 in the morning, when my hydraulic hose broke and I've got 7 hours left in the day, he's not going to be like, hey boss, my kids just got sick and went to the hospital. I got to leave right now, and then come and do what they got to do.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. I was just recommending for like maintenance or whatever.
Yeah, maintenance, regular maintenance, oil changes. Yeah, they'll do all that stuff on the weekend, side work and stuff. But when something goes wrong on those trucks, especially the hydraulics, that's a major problem. Or a brake line blows out, or you have a slave cylinder that's leaking in your. That's when you need the online on-call ones.
I got really lucky because I got on the phone and called the commercial dealer that we use for all of our, commercial trucks. And I called her and I said, hey, you got any, because they're in an industrial area. I said, do you have anybody that you know of right down, close to you that can fix these hydraulic hoses? And she goes, wait a minute. There's a customer just walked out, sent me 20 minutes from my place. They made the hoses right there on site, a tool company. And now we know.
Yeah.
I never knew 33 years this company 20 minutes from me made these hoses.
Yeah, your mobile mechanics are some of your best friends. You also want to find the mobile tire changer. I had to have him come to my shop.
I've got that too. Yep.
Yeah, I came to the shop this morning to a tire off the rim, and that tire I haven't even got the bill yet because I didn't call him. I was so busy. But that's going to be a $700 tire. So like trucks are not cheap, And then the other thing too, especially with you, Denise, because you run a lot of diesel trucks, look into mobile fuel trucks. So what they'll do is they'll actually come to your shop and they'll fill your trucks up with gas for you. So you don't have to pay people at the shop to go and sit there for 15, 20 minutes at the garbage. You know,
Right.
because they go to, because no one just goes and pumps gas. Like your guys are like, well, I gotta take a shit, I want to drink, I'm gonna get a hot dog, I'm gonna fuck around for 20 minutes, right? But if you can eliminate that, you become more efficient and save on labor. And when they do mobile fueling, it's typically about 15 to 20 cents a gallon cheaper. So they actually will fill it for you. You save all of the labor on it, and you get a cheaper rate per ton or per gallon.
Right.
So those mobile fuels are great, especially if you have diesel. They don't really do a lot of gas, but if you have diesel fleets, 5, 6 trucks, they come every day, every other day, whatever you tell them, they'll fill it
I
up for you.
talked to my the company that we buy our DEF from and all of our other supplies about putting in, you know, a tank for us.
Yeah.
So that's even a consideration also. But hey, remember, my guys are now on tablets. So if they go sit in a fucking gas station for 20 minutes, boing, they're hearing
Yeah.
from the queen. What are you
Yeah.
doing? Because their GPS shows them sitting there on their ass doing nothing.
Yeah.
So
And do you have dash cams, I'm assuming?
we're putting those in next.
Yeah, I would do those. I use a company called Blue Arrow Telematics, and what
Yeah.
they do is, they have, it's like 90. I have 4 trucks. It's like $100 a month. So you buy the cameras; they're like $450 a piece. You pay $100 to have them installed, but they literally do real time recording. It's real time GPS. It has everything on the inside of the cab, outside of the cab. So if I actually had a guy wipe the car out. He spun it in the wintertime, and he went up on a guardrail. I don't know how the fuck he didn't do any damage to the truck, but he literally went around the corner, hit a snowbank, and the snowbank took him up on a guardrail. So I get over there and I look at the truck and it's 4 feet in the air, and I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get this down? You got to be kidding me.
Yes,
And he
you
was
got a
like, dude, I hit black ice. I didn't even see it. And I was like, dude, you were going around that corner like 35 miles an hour or whatever. And I went back and I looked at the video. Sure enough, he was going 15
Russ.
miles an hour, hit the black ice right up on the truck. There's nothing
Hey,
you can
Russ,
do
we got
about
a
it.
question for you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Russ, by you having those dash cams in the vehicle, do you get a better rate from your insurance company or your commercial auto by having those installed? Do they trust you more or?
No, they don't give you a discount on that, but it will save your ass. So they're not meant for like an insurance discount. If they gave you one, that would be the bonus. But it's more when you drive big trucks, people drive like assholes. So you'll be
Gotcha.
driving your 750, and all of a sudden someone's trying to get in front of you, and they'll literally pull up 6 inches and just cut right in front of you. So it's
Gotcha.
more of a liability, cover your own ass, because if they
Gotcha.
cause the accident, now you can say, look, I didn't do it. Here's the footage. He took a right in front of me, and it saves you the lawsuit. If you kill somebody in a car and they just, took a right in front of you and you had no way of doing it, it's more of a cover your ass thing than it is to do it. But
Yeah, for sure. No.
So I gotta
the
say this.
GPS is nice because you can see where the trucks are. To Denise's point,
Russ,
you
give me
can
one-
say how long you've been in there.
Give me 1 second, guys. I want to say this. This is a good one right here. He says, this is from Steve. He says, buy a whole set of tools, make a nice home for mechanic to come and show up at your shop. Let him work on his own vehicles there too, and you'll keep a mechanic. That's what I do. That's very smart. That's something you might look into, Denise. Down the line, getting a mechanic and just getting like a whole, get like the Snap-on tools, get him his dream set, and then he'll love coming there to work.
Yeah, go get a Snap-on tool set. Did you buy a truck with that?
Hang on,
keep him happy. You got to keep him happy.
If I buy you a Snap-on tool set, you're a full-time employee.
You're gonna live at my house and you're gonna fix everything.
Russ, I have another question. So, is there any maybe any help you can give to people out there who have a dump truck, who have just bought a dump truck? Is there any ways that they can improve what they have on their truck to save on insurance, what they should have on their truck, or what they shouldn't have on their dump truck?
I'm gonna die.
I mean, when it comes to the insurance, it's going to be the class of the car. And the insurance companies know what the VIN number is. They know what a dump truck does. There isn't going to be really a way to cut costs around that. Some states might let you do like the defensive driving, where you take the defensive driving course. If you guys are operating with just personal insurance, then what I would do is go take the defensive driving course, because that'll give you 10% off your insurances. So that'll save you. It takes 5 hours, and it's good for, I think, 3 years. And it takes points off your license if you drive like a douche. So that'll work, but on the commercial vehicles, there's no way to get any cheaper insurance other than just lie about mileage or something like that. But that's
Thank you,
really
Russ.
it.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the dump trucks you're not going to get away from. You know what I mean? Like your truck and trailer, you can do it because you're not always going to have the trailer attached to the truck. So you're not always hauling. So they don't know, okay, well, how much are you using this trailer as hauling? Well, you're like, oh, about half the time. And they're like, well, okay.
Yeah.
So you can lie that way. But for me, I
My
can't
God.
lie because if I drive 80,000 miles a year in that truck, they know for 80,000 miles a year I was hauling shit. You know what I mean? They don't know if I was using it personally or not. That's why a lot of the guys you'll see with just their personal insurance, because they don't want to get stuck in the commercial realm because you just pay out your ass.
Two things, right? Hold on. Kevin says Verizon has a good dash cam GPS system. So that's something you guys might want to look into.
What's up, Kevin?
And 707 crew, Cisco, my man, says if you're looking to save on insurance in California, you can have the CHP come and give their safety course and present, I guess, like
Presentation.
safety, presentation or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That might be something you want to look into, Mr. Yee.
Yeah, New York, they don't do that.
He's right.
What do we got here? Georgia does the defensive stuff, but personal insurance only.
Yeah, most states will do that. Most states will do it. And one thing that any of you guys out here, if you have personal insurance, and someone's like, oh, take this thing and you want to save on car insurance and plug it into your OBD2 and just drive around with it for 6 months.
Yeah.
You might as well just fucking go right over and shoot yourself in the head because they're not using that to save you money. They're doing that to find out your habits. Oh, do you speed? Did you wear your seatbelt? Did you use your blinker?
Don't do it.
Yeah. How much of an asshole do you drive like? Because we've been underquoting you. And that's what it is. It's not to save you money.
All right. Well, this is all just gold tonight. Thank you guys so much for sharing everything. I want to thank Denise. I want to thank Russ.
Man.
You guys
Steve,
just saved
I'm sorry.
us. You guys
I feel
saved
bad
our
for
ass
Steve.
tonight, and I am very happy. And I think everybody in the chat is. I think this is end up coming an amazing episode. So I just want to thank you guys for all coming on. Mr. Yee, bro, you're the co-host, man. This is your show too, so you're not a guest star. I'm just making it clear. This is home for you,
I
bro.
want to come over to your club. You guys look like you're having a great time.
Hey, you're more than welcome.
Hang on. Most of the time I am, but when I have the 707 connection in the house, I have to, I don't mind you muting the mic because we love our guests and we respect our guests. And that's why, we were a little bit, muted, but it's okay. And
you're drunk. That's what it is, Yee. Come on now.
We still got a few more bottles here. We're not drunk yet, and we got.
It's just pre-gaming right now. It's
Don't worry
just getting
about
warmed
that.
up over there right now.
Let's get back together in 2 hours and let the shit show really begin.
We're about to catch a flight and jump on another show. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, thank you so much out there for supporting the movement. Forget about it Fridays. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Forget about it, junk removal. No Limit Hauling at junk removal. Strong Sons, junk removal. Three Kings, Denise Sparks, Russ Berry. This is some real good listening today. And we salute everybody. Go ahead, Russ. You got something to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, if anybody's looking for a real good CRM, get House Call Pro. Use me as a referral because I'll be able to save some money.
And if anybody's out there listening and they want to help out the Yee, come check the Yee's website out and give me some info and let me know what you think about my website. And if it looks like it needs some help, shout me out or DM me and leave a comment. And if you want to help the Yee, I'm my ears are open. Hello.
Hell yeah. And I just want to make mention, we got coming up on Forget About It Fridays on the 13th, June 13th. We got Matt Paxton from Filthy Fortunes going to be our guest. I'm really excited about that. I've been watching all the episodes. So make sure you guys get your questions together for that. Thank you all for tuning in. It was another great episode. Let's see that gun show. What are you working with, Denise, over there? Let's see the gun show, Denise.
Where you at, Carly?
There you go. There you go.
Carly?
I love it. Love it, guys.
Thanks, guys, so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Have a great night, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Right on, Paul.